Good morning, fellow light workers. How are you? This morning we are asking Spirit for our message from the big pink message cards. I've had these for 20-something years and long ago lost the box, so I don't know the official name of them, but I love these cards. Asking for our guidance and wisdom, a message of encouragement and hope. And our message is listen. Pardon my morning cough, although it's not just the morning, excuse me. Listen. I calm my mental turmoil so that I can listen to my heart. I do not worry about others' opinions. I discover the small inner voice and let it guide me. I trust this inner voice totally, for I know that my intuition always leads me towards my place within the universal plan. I like this message on every level because even if the world around us is calm and creating no issues, there's always something in our lives, some challenge. It may be smooth for a long time and then, life doesn't stay the same every day. But when there is a good deal of turmoil and uncertainty about our future, it can be individual. You get a health diagnosis and you don't know what your future is. A loved one could have the same. So many things can come along and we really would like to know how it's going to work out. But when the world around us is in turmoil and we think, oh my gosh, how is this going to end? Are we going to be like this forever? That's when remembering this means more probably than any other time. Those times of challenge, if we do not know what's going to happen next, and we usually don't, then let our inner guidance be very clear, because then you don't feel the anxiety and trepidation about, oh my God, what's going to happen? You know because you have listened. Because when we listen, we know absolutely clearly that whatever happens is for my best outcome. I am guided. The universe provides for me. When you know that, not words, not something you read out of a book, but when you have listened to your heart, your higher self, that's when we come to know that we may not know how it's going to shake out, and it may be a bumpy ride, very painful even, but we will be assured for ourselves that our own outcome is not to be of concern. I had my house run into by a car one time years ago, and it was an old, ancient, tiny house, and it knocked it clean off its foundation, and anyway, the whole thing. And I was on my way to work and was called and told about it, so I went back home and I thought it must be a mistake. But when I pulled up to the top of the little rise just before I entered where I would go to my house, I could see all the fire trucks and everything. And half the front of the house was gone with this car stuck in it that had run into the house. But I stood up there and saw that, and I said out loud to myself, I do not know what's going to happen with this, but it's going to be good. Ended up, that house was torn down and I had a new one built, and unbeknownst to me, my insurance policy covered it all. I had, even if I'd read the detail, I might not have understood it, but I had a friend of mine look at the policy before the insurance came out, and he knew what he was looking at. And he said, oh wow, this is great. So I got a new house. And not to say that that was a completely smooth process, because of course it wasn't. Those things are challenging. But there have been more than one thing that was really big. And those things, because I practice listening, I knew. I didn't know the outcome. You know, sometimes you don't even know if you're going to live through it, but you know you're going to be all right. That's my experience. Anybody who needs a yes or no answer to a yes or no question, I have shuffled these. Here it comes. And it's a yes. Take action on your ideas. So when you listen, not only will you be reassured of the beneficial outcome, but you can also receive direction. What might my next step be? If I need to take action, what would it be? Even if it's a first tiny step or next tiny step. I hope that was beneficial. If so, please share. Hitting the like button and sharing, and your comments are wonderful. It's really nice to see that you're receiving a benefit. But this is a community, so when we comment, we're talking to each other. We aren't sitting in a room together, but we may as well be energetically. So this community of light workers and peacemakers, we want to reach out to as many as we can through liking and sharing and subscribing. I will see you tomorrow. This is Connie, the Everyday Mystic, Psychic Medium and Channel, Energy Healer and Meditation Teacher. Have a wonderful day.